your boy 10 from Makeup and Music with 10. Alright, so I have been doing a lot of collection videos, and for 99.9% of them, I will not be on camera. It will just be me, my hands, and the collection. But today, I did want to do one of my videos where I am live and interacting, and then I can swatch some of the things and give my opinions on them. And that is going to be my primer collection. So I'm only going to focus on face primers. I have quite a few face primers. Let me just make sure. I didn't set them like on the table because I can reach them so easily. I was like, I'll just grab them at the beginning of the video, which is what I'm doing now. So I have not a big collection, but I do have quite a few options of primers. I have my favorites. I think there's maybe one here I haven't used, but everything else here I've used at least once or more than once. There's nothing here that I dislike, so this isn't a decluttering video. This is just a collection video, and I'm just going to tell you like what I liked and what I didn't like. I'm going to try to what I have in my collection that I really love and what I don't really care for. So I'm going to start with the ones that I actually really like, and this one is probably the one I use the most. As you can see, I have used a lot of it, and this is the Col-lab Chill Pill Primer and Skin Booster. I love this. I have oily skin, but I also live in Sheridan, Wyoming. It is very dry air here. So during the winter, my face takes a brutal beating. So this is perfect. You can use it on your bare skin. You can use it under your makeup. I like to use it under my eyes too, because it just kind of wakes me up under there, because I don't know if y'all can see, but I got some dark spots under there, which is totally fine. But when I just want to feel a little bit more refreshed, look a little bit more refreshed, I love this. And this is very, like, it has like little sparkles in it almost, but it's so hydrating and it's cooling on my skin, and I love it. And it just gives me a nice like hydrating base to start with, so that my shit's just not dry. So I love this. I will put prices. I will try to make sure to look up everything and put prices on everything so that you know how much these things are later on. I got this from Sally's. Col-lab is Sally's brand, and actually I have quite a few Col-lab things, but this is one of my favorite things I've ever purchased. It's great. Once it finishes, I will definitely be repurchasing, so I'm just going to set this back where I keep my concealers. Okay, so the next one that I would say is quite a favorite would probably be the Palladio Rice Primer. It's a mattifying and perfecting rice primer. I also have their rice papers, which I love, and I have oily skin, like I just said, so even though in the winter time I'm using my Col-lab, if I'm in the house or if it's during the summer, I need a mattifying primer. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or but about it. And it comes in this little squeeze too. A little goes a long way, and it comes out like a kind of creamy color. I was put off by the color when I first put it on. I was like, what the hell is this? But it actually kind of just really gets into your skin really, really good. And I put a little bit of that on top of the shiny, part, and it already mattified it. I wish I had more light, but I'm working with what I have. Okay, so, and I put it over the mattifying, the hydrating one, and it mattified it easily. It goes on your skin, and I can feel it mattifying my skin. So this is one of my absolute favorite ones. If I'm not using the Col-lab, I'm using this to keep me matte underneath my foundation. So my next one that I would say is quite a favorite is this mini milk makeup. It's like a watermelon skin primer, and I got the mini one because it's cute and it wasn't as expensive as the huge one. I actually really like this. I don't use this one a lot. unless I'm putting makeup on top of it, but I used it today just like underneath my eyes and in my more like dry spots, and I actually really love this. It's really cooling. Oh my god, it's so cooling, and my skin just feels, it feels so good. I can't even explain how good it is. It's just so good. I'm gonna get, when I'm done with it, I know I'm gonna repurchase because wow, I really, really love this. I recommend it for sensitive skin. I have very sensitive skin and it does not irritate my skin, which is a miracle. It's a miracle when something doesn't irritate my skin. So yes, milk, you did that. You did that, milk. Okay, so now I'm still into favorites, but not like my as favorite. So we're getting into my like middle ground after this next one I'm about to do. We're about to get into like the middle ground one. So the No Poreblem Prime Essence by Touch in Soul is awesome. I love this because once again, I have oily skin. I actually really have combo skin, but I'm definitely more on the oily side. And this is great when I tell you that, first of all, you get a good amount of product and a little bit goes a long way. It almost has like a serum consistency, and you can use this on your bare skin, and it just, it keeps me like glowy, but it doesn't add more oil. You know, I'm already oily, but it doesn't add more oil. It just keeps me really, really like, I can't explain how my skin feels right now. It feels like amazing, and it doesn't irritate my skin as well, which, like I said, important for me with my sensitive skin. And it smells good, and like it has flower extract, and it's really like really dense on the skin. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. This is one of my favorites, and I can't get enough of it. So the next one that I have is one that I like. I just don't know if it works. It's the Femme Couture Get Poreless Pore Minimizer. Now I have two things that claim to minimize pores in my collection, and I don't really think it works, but maybe it does, and I'm just not saying it. So this cost me $2. I got it on sale, but Femme Couture was not even like expensive. I will say the color is odd. It's an odd color. It kind of looked like doo-doo to me. It really do look like doo-doo to me, but I like how creamy it is. It's like, I don't know how to explain the texture, but it feels really good on my skin, and I do think it does fill my pores just a little bit. I don't think it's like the most pore filling product I've ever used, but it does fill my pores just a little bit. So I really like this one. I use this almost always when I'm doing foundation. I will put a little bit like right here where my pores are a lot, and my skin, my base usually looks really good, so I'm guessing it works a little bit, but I don't know. The next one that is pretty good is the NYX Professional Makeup Bear With Me Radiant Perfecting Primer. I got this from Influenster actually, and I did a review on Influencer, and I did it on Ulta, and I actually really like this. The only thing I will say about this primer is I actually like to use this because it's very meant to give you like a very glowy look. And so I like to put this on my cheeks underneath my foundation, and it gives me a nice glow. So I really, really like this one. The smell is very strong though, but it gives me a beautiful, nice glow. But don't use too much of it, because if you use too much of it on bare skin, you look a little ridiculous with my skin tone. I don't know how you would look with a lighter skin tone, but on my darker skin tone, I look like a shade or two lighter, and that's not what I'm trying to look like. So a little bit goes a long way. You don't have to use a lot. The smell is really strong, but it actually does not irritate my skin. It does say it's sensitive skin friendly, and I can confess that it is. So I actually really like this. It's like, I don't super love it, but I also don't hate it. It's like right, like if this is super love and this is hate, it's like right about here. So I really like this one. and I got it for free, so that's always great. So this next one is one that I do like. I just don't reach for it as much anymore because, like I said, I have one or two that I use the most. And this is the Palladio Skin Detox Clarifying Face Primer with Charcoal. I actually really like a lot of Palladio stuff. I'm never sure if it's Palladio or Palladio, but I say Palladio. I really like a lot of their products. It's all made with like, it's supposed to be made like really, really super organic, botanical type of makeup. Is supposed to be really good for sensitive skin, and I will have to agree that I actually really like this primer. It's really good. It smells good. It comes out like kind of black because, you know, the charcoal, like grayish black. Ugh, it congealed. That's gross. But I really love this primer. It really does feel like it's detoxing my skin. Like, it just, in my opinion, makes my skin look and feel like it's just taking out all the like bad stuff from my skin. And it's great to put on underneath my foundation, and it looks really good on bare skin because a lot of the time I just put my blush and highlight on my bare skin instead of putting on a bunch of foundation, because I don't like to wear foundation every day because it's suffocating. But I love this, and you can definitely wear it on your bare skin, and it gives you a nice pretty glow. It's not mattifying. I think it's just more like a natural finish, so I appreciate it. So now I'm getting into ones that are just okay. These next, there's only really two that I like, don't care that much about over here, but I still use them, but I don't think they work that great. And so these next four are going to be like they're okay. So this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer in Matte. Before my Palladio, this was my favorite mattifying primer. And now I have my Palladio, and that's my favorite. With that being said, this Wet n Wild primer is not a bad primer at all. It's more of a lotiony feeling, but I will say it does give me a nice matte base. It feels really good on the skin. It doesn't have an overwhelming smell. I really like it. When it comes to pore refining, I don't know. I don't see a major difference in my pores whenever I use anything pore filling. I don't see a major difference. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I really like this one. Before, like I said, before I got my Palladio, this was the one that I would always reach for. It was also one of the only ones we had. So the next one is the Get Even Color Correcting Primer from Femme Couture. This is another one I got for like $2. We were having a sale when I was working at Sally Beauty. And I actually really like this one. I think that this is a good color correcting primer. I will say though, I don't have a lot of redness. So that's probably why I don't reach for it a lot, because I don't have a lot of redness and irritation when it comes to like pimples and stuff. But I do like it. So when I do put a little bit of it on, and I will use it, like, it's also for blotchy spots. And it does have a very, just like full disclosure for my sensitive skin folks, very perfumed. And that's another reason why I don't wear it a lot. But I think that it does color correct. I will agree that it does color correct. And for the price, not mad at it. Okay. So the next one is the Femme Couture Get Radiant Complexion Enhancer. And I gotta say, I've only used this two times. But I did like it. This is another one that I will put, you can use like to highlight the face. You can use this to highlight your face, like right here on your cheeks if you want. But a little bit goes a long way. If you put too much, here's the thing about this. I'm guessing you're supposed to wear this underneath your foundation. Like, that's the use. This is very glimmery and glittery. So I sometimes like to just put this on my forehead just to have like, it's gonna sound weird, but just because I like to have like this holographic looking forehead sometimes, because that's just how I like to do it. And it really gives you like this holographic, like really shiny, shimmery look. And I'm not mad at it. I haven't really used it underneath or mixed it into a foundation just yet, but I think if I did, I would really enjoy it, so I'm gonna have to do that. But just on my bare skin, I really like it. But like I said, just like with the next one, a little bit goes a long way. Don't do too much or you're gonna look a little bit alien-like. But if that's the look that you like I do like to look like an alien sometimes, then you're gonna love this. Really like this. It's definitely not, but I just haven't used it enough to be like, this is my favorite. And then the next one is the Wander Beauty Glow Ahead Illuminating Face Oil. I got this in a boxycharm, and this is fine. It's a face oil, so I'm not gonna use it a whole bunch before makeup just because I already have oily skin. But if I do have some dry spots or want to highlight something, I will put this on because it's very glittery. This is another glittery. It's really glittery. I love it. I love glitter though, so this ain't a problem for me to be glittery. But it gives you a nice glow. I think that this is something that definitely would look better on bare skin. So if you're gonna put this on underneath foundation, like if you have dry skin, I think it can work. But if you're oilier, I don't think you'd like this underneath your foundation because I just don't know it's going to hold. And this isn't really a primer, but it can be used this one, so that's what we use it for. And it's pretty decent, but I don't reach for it that much. Then my last two are ones that I don't think work for me, so I'm just like, so one is the No Poreblem primer from Touch and Soul. Yes, I have two Touch and Soul No Poreblem primers. I prefer the essence just because I like the way it looks on my bare skin, but this one I really just don't think it's doing anything for me. I don't think it fills pores. I don't. It's a very thick formula. I do like that there's a lot in the bottle, but I just really don't think it does anything for my pores. Like, I've used it multiple times, tested it out multiple times, and I just don't think it really does that much to my pores. Like, does it cover it a little bit? Yes. But I just expected it was going to be just, because it's like top secret for perfect makeup. So I thought it was going to be just mind-boggling, but it wasn't. It wasn't. And I've tried it a couple times and maybe it's just not for me, you know, but it's not a bad primer. It just doesn't work for me. My partner, my fiance, has had more success with it, but for me, it just doesn't work well enough. And then the last one, this is actually pretty good. This is from Dr. Xiner, All Matte Pore Invisible Face Primer. I have no clue where we got this from. It's more of a lotion-y thing, but the only issue with this is that it's expensive. That's literally my only issue with this, but it's a good primer. But that's why it's on my bottom, because it's so expensive. So I tend to not reach for it that much. I've only used it three or four times. Every time I have used it, my skin has looked great, but I don't ever like to get too attached to something that's too expensive, because then I can't repurchase. So yeah, but I don't dislike it. It's just the price point that makes me not grab it too much. So yes, that is my small primer collection. When it comes to primers, I don't like buy that as much as I would buy like some of the other things in my collection that I really, really enjoy, like blush or highlight or lip products or eyeshadow, but I still do enjoy them. And I'm always on the search for a great mattifying and pore filling primer. So if you have any suggestions, please let me know, especially those compatible for not only melanated skin, but also combination, but more on the oily side skin. All right, everybody. So this was Makeup and Music with 10. Of course, there was no music in this video or no music review, but not all of my videos will have music reviews. Like some of the collection videos will definitely just be like collection videos, but a lot of my other videos will be music related. All right, y'all. Bye.